it's too loud. Okay, gorgeous. So you just make sure we are all across the board muted as everybody comes in or as anyone might come in. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you a couple tools today and then we'll move into meditation. Nervous system regulation is like blowing my mind. I've been learning even more and more about it as the doorway to the deeper things, living my truth, being in alignment with my heart, feeling secure, loving myself, all of these things. Our nervous system is our biological threat detector for real threat or perceived threat. And when we have unhealed trauma, which we live in a world of a lot of it, obviously, we are all aware of that. There's a lot of perceived threats going on internally. And so it just keeps our nervous systems on guard. And then there's this loop going on, right? So there's this really simple way. And I didn't believe it at first because I'm like, this is really simple. We can do exercises with our body. And it's called a neural exercise, and it sends a signal up to the brain, just saying the message is, body, we're in the here and now, and we're safe. We're not back in that time and that traumatic thing happened to us. And you know what's also interesting about trauma is that I've recently learned is that it's not necessarily the experience that happened to us. It's the way we perceive the experience. It's our ability to either, which most of us innocently don't have, it's our ability to either have this beautiful, loving person with us that can help us process it if we had this horrible thing happen to us. It's the energy of the experience, right? Because then if we have a loving space, we can discharge the energy, find the healing that we need, and it can move through. But most of us don't have that. We're taught your feelings are too big, don't talk to someone about what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. And so the energy, the energy, the internal experience of the external experience is what we're dealing with, right? And that just kind of gets locked in there. So what we do with these exercises is it discharges the energy a little bit at a time, because there's some magic that happens when we bring our body into the present and we're like, I'm here, I'm now. The body starts to relax and let go of all that old past stuff without us having to do a lot of mental work about it. Like, yes, there's a whole category of that too. So one of the things, and I'm telling you it in this way because I heard about this maybe 8 years ago, this one exercise I'm about to share. And I was like, how in the hell is that going to help me? I got other shit to worry about. This isn't going to be deep and profound. And I think my life just brought me back to it. And I'm like, wow, this is so simple. And now it makes sense. So you hear all these great spiritual teachers talk about being in the present. And the present is so beautiful and it's where love lives. And you're like, what the hell? I'm here and it's not that profound, or whatever it is you might be experiencing. But when we show the brain that we are right here, it lets go of us thinking we're in the past or thinking we're in the future. Because most of the time, our stress and anxiety is because we're 10 steps ahead in our mind, or we're 10 steps behind in our mind, unconsciously. Don't even realize we're doing it. So it actually, by becoming present, and I'll share with you the way how, it engages the prefrontal cortex, right? Which lets the limbic brain, which is in fight or flight, living in the past or living in the future, relax. It says, hey, you rest. We're here now. We're focusing on something else. And it gives that energy a chance to discharge. So what we do, it's called orienting. And it's literally using your eyes to show yourself, I'm in the here and now. And it's amazing how you'll realize I wasn't even seeing things. I wasn't even here. It's like we think we're here, but we're like up here onto the next thing and onto the next thing and onto the next thing. And it's like, have you ever really seen the intricacies of your laptop or your own face? Or like yesterday, I was studying the whiskers on Hobbs' face. And there were ones I hadn't even seen before after staring at him intently for 4 years. I was like, oh my God, you have them here too? I didn't never notice you had them on your chin. And you'll notice when you come into the here and now, so I'm inviting you into this practice even just for today. If you notice yourself kind of glazing over, you do that kind of like this like stare where you're not really looking, but your eyes are open. That's what I would fall into. Can I like look at Jamie's face right now? Watch her mouth moving. And your mind's going to want to blur you out and take you out into whatever its perceived threat, right? And then you gently bring yourself back home. Can I hear? Can I listen to the sounds here? Can I see? Or whatever it is that we might be experiencing. Okay, so let's practice and then we'll go into the meditation. So close your eyes just for a minute. If you want to put the music on, you can. Okay, so eyes closed. And we're just going to bring a couple breaths down into the belly. And then we'll reopen our eyes and orient. I just want us to relax for a moment. So breathing into the belly, just imagining it expanding like a balloon. Up into the chest, long, slow release. Breathing in. Long, slow exhale. And one more deep breath. And release. And I just invite you to slowly open your eyes. And all we're going to do right now is together look around the room. And I want you just to start to, it's going to seem very ordinary. You're not doing it wrong. We're just going to kind of see what's here. Let your eyes move around the room into whatever thing you want it to land upon. We're not looking for anything profound. This is engaging this incredible part of your brain that shows you, wait a minute, we're not back there, we're here. Or we're not 10 steps forward, we're here. It's actually showing the brain and the body, I'm right here. And it takes all that stress off of being not here in the past or the future. You don't have to concern yourself with how the brain's doing it. You're just looking around the room. And something that can be really helpful, I can't hear you right now, is just to say out loud, name it, right? So it's like, oh, I'm looking at this candle and it's an amber jar. Like I've seen that candle a million times, but if you would ask me what color it is, I don't know if I would have said amber, but talking to you. And maybe I even tell you, oh, it's in typewriter font. It's a wax candle. It doesn't say soy. I thought it was soy. Right? Tell me the color of the label, the texture. It looks soft and glass. I want you just to find 5 things around your room and then tell me about it as you're looking at it. And just gently notice if your mind's trying to pull you out of that. Do your eyes kind of glass over? Do you try to rush through it? And then we gently bring ourselves back. Maybe you count something like, oh, the top of my laptop has how many keys? They're rectangular. Oh, there's lights under the keys. That's interesting. I never really noticed those lights. There's lights under the keys. And I want you at the same time, which is the most important part, to notice how your body feels when you do this. So I'm not sure you're in your own experience, but what I just had happen was my body sighed, which is a discharge of energy, right? So our body might sigh, we might yawn, we might swallow, we might have a release of emotion, we might start swaying, our muscles might start settling. And now you might not go to total peace. That takes a lot of time for us to do this every day to get back to that place. But the micro shift is what we're looking for. Hey, I just took a breath. That's interesting. That's telling me that my body is listening. Oh, wow, she just told me I'm in the here and now. It's making me relax. It's bringing me back to peace. It's bringing me back to center. So as you look around the room, and maybe you're saying it out loud, or maybe you're saying it in your head, either thing's fine, or you're just noticing pretty simple things. How is your body reacting to that? We're just noticing. We're not trying to feel better or anything. We're just curious explorers. Maybe you notice something you haven't noticed before and you just tell me about it. Being very gentle with ourselves and noticing how the noticing makes you feel. Not emotionally, but like I said, did you take a deep breath? Are muscles moving toward unwinding? Something that happens for me too. They're very subtle, but I'll notice I can hear things more. I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying attention to sounds, and now I hear a man rustling something outside. Rustling, not wrestling. He's not wrestling. Maybe my thoughts slowed down a little. So the noticing sends the cue to the body that this is working, right? So just can you at least once a day bring yourself back to the here and now, to know that there's actually brain science. It engages a part of your brain that can help you relax, move into rest and digest. Here we have a more clear mind. We become smarter, we become more present, more connected to ourselves, what we need. Good. Okay, so we're going to close our eyes and just notice the subtleties that that created. Ever so slight, perhaps, maybe profound for you. You'll notice that maybe, and as my body is, your body might take a couple deep breaths afterwards, right? Oh, I did not realize that I was here. We've been running this program that I was back in 1985. But when we show just through our eyes that we're here, our brain gets the cue that I'm here. That's all that being present means. I am seeing, I am hearing, I am sensing, I am feeling right now. We're just settling in, music on or off, coming into that coziness of the fall vibes. And just allowing your gentle awareness to be right behind your eyes. Inside of your body. And allowing your body to be on a surface. And as we just did with our eyes open, I'm inviting you to, with your eyes closed, really notice yourself on the surface. Sometimes we don't even notice that our head is on a pillow, or that our body is on a seat, and that we can kind of give into it a little bit more because it can hold us up. And these are all very common things, especially again when we live in a society with a lot of unhealed trauma. It doesn't feel safe to be in our bodies. And so we show ourselves that we're down here, releasing anxiety, releasing a lot of that static energy that comes from just living in the mind. And can you take your time with this? Really notice, oh my goodness, all these parts are connected to this surface and I'm on it. And I'm kind of leaning into it a little bit more. And can I notice how that is affecting my body? Did I take a deeper breath? Are my muscles kind of giving in? What's that micro shift for you? And can I just be here right now with one thing at a time? Once more, taking 3 cleansing breaths in and out of the body, nice and slow. And can we just notice the breath? Maybe our mind is wandered and we're not normally very present with the breath, but it's a gentle presence. It's an easy presence. It's not a forced, I have to stare at this thing presence. It's a observer. And so we're just present with the breath. And can we notice what it feels like for the belly to expand and fill with air? Aware of the chest. We're just here with it. We're here with this one experience, showing the brain, look, I'm just breathing. I'm in this one breath. A nice, long, slow exhale. When the exhale is longer than the inhale, this is another cue to the body that we're safe. This is another neural exercise. Breathing in, long exhale. And can I just stay present with this one beautiful moment and notice that my body responds really beautifully to this in very tiny ways? We're going to do a breath right now that is also very centering and calming. And we're going to just notice where we are before the breath and where we are after the breath. Noticing if you're yawning, sighing, swallowing, any of these things are discharging of that old energy. And so we're going to breathe into the belly for a count of 4. Hold our breath and pause for 7. And then exhale longer than the inhale for a count of 8. If it feels uncomfortable to hold the breath or to extend the breath for that count, please adjust it to whatever feels comfortable for you. Even if it's half, right? Even if we're breathing in 2, holding for 3, exhaling for 4, that's beautiful too. And then we're going to check back in and notice how this makes us feel. This again engages that prefrontal cortex that we're here and that we're safe. So breathing into the belly, count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling out of the mouth. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale into the belly. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale out of the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale to the belly. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 8 through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And rest. And all you're going to do right now is just rest and notice. Resting and noticing. What do you notice? A deep breath, a settling of the mind. Maybe there's still a lot of tension or whatever it is that you're experiencing, but what micro shift are you aware of? Can you hear my voice clear? Do you feel your body on the ground a little more? Maybe it's heat. You feel heat or tingling in an area of the body. That's energy moving. Did you yawn? Did you sigh? Did you swallow? Is there an emotional release? Could be anything. Gorgeous. Just sending more and more signals to the brain that we are safe. As we're going to settle a little bit deeper within, inviting our body into the here and now. It's really challenging to be in the here and now if that wasn't safe to us. And so this takes tiny little incremental practice to know that we can have everything we need here within ourselves as we learn, fully resourced from within. So again, we just become aware that we're behind our eyes and we're in our body and we're in our breath. And I'm just going to invite you to notice some sounds in this really sweet, gentle, meditative place. What do you hear? Engaging the ear. I'm here now. These sounds are here now. We don't even need to tell ourselves that. It's the cue that the brain gets when we just use our senses in the moment. Good. And lastly, we're just going to breathe in this beautiful space together, not trying to make it any different. So we're going to breathe into the belly and just take longer, slower exhales than the inhale. And I invite you, if you know from yoga, the Ujjayi breath. It's called the ocean breath. We breathe in, and it's a nice, gentle vibration on the back of the throat. You can open up your mouth as if you're fogging up a mirror. You can keep your mouth closed with that same sound. And what that does is it engages a relaxation response from the back of the throat. It's connected to the vagus nerve. And so it vibrates all the way down to the chest and the belly. And it says, body, we're safe. So without force, but with gentleness and grace, we're just going to spend a minute here breathing together and settling into this presence that we've created here. So breathing into the belly. Long, slow exhale with the Ujjayi breath, mouth open or closed. And very slowly, just really practicing in this moment, coming back to the here and now. Am I 10 steps in the past and my 10 steps in the future? Can I just see what is here? Can I let my eyes wander around the room, or my ears hear the person I'm engaging with, or my eyes see their face? Again, like I thought 8 years ago, how is this going to serve me? And it serves greatly to let the entire nervous system relax so that you, in your truth and in your gifts, can be fully here. So, as we slowly come back, I invite you to just really feel your body underneath of you and slowly bat open the eyes and just look around the room, noticing what you notice. Noticing if your eyes are kind of like blurred to it or if you're really looking. I know my eyes look and then they want to kind of blur out, and then I slowly invite them back. This is all very common. Anytime you need a little bit of peace or relaxation, just looking around the room. Thank you all for joining me. Notice how you feel. Notice if there's any micro movement towards center. Your brain is paying attention. Be patient. And I won't see y'all before Halloween. So happy Halloween. Enjoy your pumpkin pasta. And hope.
Happy Halloween. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.